Yeah, 29 minutes. All right. Here we go.
All right. We're good?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. And we're live with the, what's this, 8th episode?
8th episode, yes.
The Last of Us, episode 8
of season 1.
of season 1.
Yeah.
This one was a crazy episode, not gonna lie.
This was a great episode. This was a really good episode.
Yeah, but before we get started, quick shout out to our sponsor, OrganicPressBooks.com.
That's right. So
Go ahead.
where you can get the latest and greatest of the graphic novels, comics, and all that. Like this one, Aliens, Volume 4 of the Original Years, which is available at the Organic Press website.
Yes.
Organic Press Books website.
That is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's dive deep. Let's start, because we have a lot to talk about for this one. This one was crazy.
It was.
I think it's my favorite episode so far. And you already know why.
Yes. Okay, so this one is titled When We Are Needed, or When We Are in Need. And again, like I said, it's the 8th episode. And, we see kind of straight off from the continuation of episode 7, where Ellie's taking care of Joel. He's not responsive. She tried to, sew him up last time through his wound, but it looks like he's not getting any better.
Mm-hmm.
And she has no food, so she has to go out hunting. And so we see her, going out to hunt, and then it cuts over to these guys. I guess they're looking for food as well, or they're in a... It's at the building, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a religious cult.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Like, a lot of TV shows right now, they're showing, religion as cult. It's crazy, huh?
And this group is these people look so tired, bro. Bro, these are the weakest looking people I've ever seen in my life. They're all just ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm okay, yeah, I would.
They're probably starving though.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking to myself, if this is what life is going to be like after the end of the world, bro, I'm just going to kill myself, bro. What am I going to do? Basically, they're upset because a guy died, and turns out that it's basically the group that Joel had fought at the very end of episode 6.
Yeah,
at episode 6, where these guys are trying to hunt them down in that laboratory.
Yeah. So basically, So in that that part of the episode with the guy and Nicole and everything, they're mourning over a death, and the daughter was really sad. She's like, "When are we gonna bury him?" And he's like, "We can't bury him till spring."
Yeah, the ground is too cold.
Yeah, the ground is too cold. And I was like, okay. I was like, this is going somewhere. And it was crazy because Vicky already predicted it. She was like, I think they're gonna eat him. I was like, damn, I didn't even think about that the entire time. I was like, okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
She picked that one up. But yeah, that was interesting there. And then as they talk about they got to go hunting now.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna go look for a deer. And it flashes back to Ellie when she's gonna go hunting as well.
Yeah.
And
so yeah, she basically goes out. She manages to find a deer, and it's just funny watching her walk around with that rifle, and it looks so big on her. And
it's like the size of her body.
Yeah, and she's just holding it awkwardly, under the armpit, which you're not supposed to do with a rifle. You're supposed to put it on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And fun fact, basically, the actress Bella Ramsey, she actually said that it was uncomfortable, and they actually included all the scenes of her holding it weird because it just gave it more realism.
Yeah.
Which is true. She looked awkward and cold and just
And it looked very watching that scene. She looked very uncomfortable herself because her face was all red.
Yeah,
man, she must be really cold doing these scenes because even falling in the snow,
bro. Yeah. And I was thinking about that. I'm like especially in up where I guess wherever they are, where it was super cold like that. Man, you have to go out hunting and you're freezing and just oh my god, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Nah, listen, they were just gonna lay there, just die. I'm done.
Exactly.
Okay, so she manages to find a deer. She shoots it. It runs away, but unfortunately, David and his religious group find it first. These guys that are hunting. Oh, it's actually two of them. It's David and James. And fun fact as well, James is actually played by Troy Baker, who does the voice of Joel in the video games. So it's cool that he actually had a bigger role in the series, because he in reading some stuff from him, he thought he was just going to be a clicker. He didn't think he would actually have a bigger role. And he was very happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so then these guys are finding a deer, and they're like, I wonder whose it is. And then Ellie shows up acting like a badass. Leave it alone, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna pop you. Yeah. That's my deer.
Yeah.
So she basically tells them to get away from her deer, but David's kind of oh, you're all here by yourself. she of course lies. She's like, no, I'm part of a big group. And then basically they're like, we'll trade you, give us half your deer. We have guns and medicine. And she's like, oh, medicine? Because of course Joel is infected. Or, not infected. He's
he's cut, so he needs penicillin.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So she decides to go ahead and trade with them. And James goes to get the medicine while she keeps David basically hostage. And they find this like abandoned building and they build a fire there. And David's basically kind of just is trying to relate to her, I guess trying to get her to come over to his side.
Yeah.
She's like, we can help you. We have a big group, all this stuff. And how he's like, he basically tells her that he's, he didn't really believe in God until after the end of the world.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Because she was kind of like, I can't believe you still believe in God after everything happened. He's like, oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So that was a very interesting conversation because you kind of see how standoffish she is, but you also see somebody who's super manipulative. Yeah. Try to work his magic on her.
Yeah. And what was really crazy is like, why do you believe like, everything happens for a reason? Like, I think that was like everything happens for a reason. Just like how, what's it called? One of our guys died. Yeah. And it happens to be a crazy man with a little girl with him, and she was like, "Oh shit, that's us." Yeah. And then he said, "James, put your guns down." I was like, "Oh no, James, I'm about to kill her." But he had basically bought the medicine. So he was, he was true to his word. He basically gave her the medicine. She didn't even take half the deer. She just said bye. She left. Yeah. So they got a free deer, basically. And what's funny is like when she was opening up the medicine, I thought he was just going to give her rocks or something. Like, because it was a very quick, like that time of him had to go all back, because it was 4 miles. Yeah. And that's about, a person walks 1 mile, 15 minutes probably.
Yeah, so that's at least 2 hours. Yeah. And that's walking regularly, like not in the snow and stuff. But basically, she gets the penicillin. She starts giving it to Joel. And then now we see David back, I guess they bring the deer back to their group. And they're being fed, like they're eating. And it's funny because there's this part where like they bring the meat and they're like, what is this? Like the cook's like, what's this? And they're like, venison. But there's like this look that they give each other like it's not. Yeah. Yeah. So again, it's been hinting it all the way that, they eat people. They don't, not till later do you find out, but it's kind of like you see everybody start eating their food and they're all like devouring it. And I'm just like, bro. And then you get to see the darker side of David where he hits that girl. Yeah. I'm your daddy. Bam!
Yeah, like, you always have a daddy. It'll be me. And that was funny.
Get my plate. Get my food. Yeah. So you start seeing how that he is, like, crazy, basically. And, those are the people, I hate to say it, but especially at the end of the world, the people who survive are going to be super crazy. And they're going to be like cult leaders, like stuff like that. Like people are going to follow them just because either they're scared of them or they actually believe them. So, So David's going out. Listen, bye. Okay, so then we see him like, he basically tells these guys, or like the guys in the group, he's like, we got to find them. They got to be close by. Because this guy is hurt, so we're gonna go find him, and he basically wants Ellie. Yeah, that's his thing. He wants Ellie, and he's like, kill Joel or kill the guy, but keep her alive. So this group goes, and Ellie hears them. Yeah. So she's like, I gotta distract them to keep Joel safe, and she leaves on the horse and kind of like draws their attention. You think she's about to get out, but they shoot the horse and she falls.
What was silly to me is, why would she go that close to them with the horse? Yes. Like, hey guys, here I am, follow me.
Like 20 feet away,
yeah. Like you could literally go like maybe a mile or two and start shooting at them and like drawing their attention that way. That way you don't get shot off their horse. Yeah. But story.
Exactly. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I hope she goes further away, like draws their attention somehow. Yeah. But no, she's like 3 feet away. Like she taps them on the shoulder. I'm right here.
Hi guys, it's me.
You can guess me, I'm on a horse. They have guns. So they take her horse. She gets knocked out. They take her too. And then that's kind of how you see also how everybody kind of knows that David is crazy and they want to stop him in a sense, because James was about to kill her before David stopped him. And even everybody in the group was like, kill her. Before she has to suffer or something. But they take her away, and then at that point, we kind of switched to Joel, who I guess he's recovered from his infection, which to me is like, bro, I have a stomachache. I'm down for like 3 days. Like, I can't get up. This guy was infected, knocked out, and he gets up and he starts killing.
Yeah.
Because they're like, David tells his group, like, search house to house, find this guy, kill him. Of course, you know, Joel is a badass. He has to, like, I don't feel no pain. No,
yeah. Basically hiding in the shadows. When that first guy came in, I was like, oh, Joel's gonna be gone. He's gonna be an empty bed. Yep, there we go. And then as he slowly creeps down, got freaking stabbed right in the neck. It reminds me of one of those takedown scenes in the actual game. When you have the shiv. Yeah, basically just straight in the neck, so they don't make no noise. They just fall down. And then Joel goes hunting. It's Joel's turn to go hunt. Yeah, he starts getting these guys, ambushing them, and you know, he basically captures 2 of them. Yeah, and he tortures them for information on where this camp is. Man, that whole scene was just hard to watch. Yeah, and especially with the knife and the kneecap. I'm just gonna take your kneecap off. I was like, oh god, my knees already hurt when I moved them.
Yeah, bro. Like I bumped my knee against the table. I'm like, I'm down for 17 days. I'm like, that's that. But can you getting stabbed?
Yeah, and dragging the knife down too. I was like, goodness. But yeah, that was a really brutal scene. I was like, yeah, I like this Joel. This is cool. Yeah, he doesn't like to do it, but when he needs to do it, he knows how to. He knows how to do it, and especially now that we kind of established his affection towards Ellie. Yeah, like he's ready to do anything he needs to defend her. Yeah, and we see that in this Joel that's ready to take out all these guys and head towards the camp. Yeah, and I like how he's like, I'll let you guys go, but he's like, nope, just kidding. Shanks him right in the heart and just bashes the other guy with a metal pipe. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So now it switches over to Ellie. She's kind of locked in like their kitchen like cell. Yeah, and then while she's there, she sees an ear on the floor, and that's kind of where they're like, oh yeah, full on. These guys are eating the people, like, you know, because they have to survive. And then we get this guy, you know, David, coming in, and he basically wants her to rule the group with her because he sees how violent she is. She's like, he says, which is actually a really cool line, like, you know, you have a violent heart. And I also have a violent heart. So you kind of see Ellie like realize that, like, if she were to like continue this violent path, she would become kind of like him. Yeah. So it kind of phases her, like she's shocked by it, and then like he's like, and then you kind of, not only is he does he eat people, but this guy kind of wants to like have a relationship. Yeah, have a relationship with her. You know, learn. He wants to know her in the biblical way. Oh my goodness! And like he's like grabs her hand. That was so funny. I'm like, she's like, oh really? And she grabs her hand and then breaks his finger. Yeah. Oh, I was like, at least a badass. I was like, man, I would have been a lot cooler if like she pulled his entire hand through the bar and then yanked it down, break the entire arm. Yeah. But I thought she was gonna like pull him towards to like hit him on the bars. Yeah, I didn't think she was gonna break his finger, but he hits her on the bars. Yeah, she's like all bleeding, and then he's like, "Well, I guess I'm gonna come back and kill you, like cut you into little pieces." Yeah, and then we just see Joel basically heading towards the camp, and then this guy comes back with James to basically kill her. Yeah. Oh, and then Joel, I guess he finds that. He goes inside the barn, and when she found Ellie's horse, so he knows that she's nearby. Yeah. And then he also found, like, you know, was it 3 bodies hanging there? Yeah, 3 bodies. Yeah, and they're slowly cut up. So, you know, they're eating them over and over again. That's true, yeah. And, you know, you have to imagine, besides, obviously, like, this guy who died, who was the father of the girl, who else have they killed? Like, you know, how does that work? Yeah. Somebody that dies, or is it just anybody that they find? Yeah. So it kind of gives a darker twist, too, to that episode 6, wherever they're going to... These guys are running after them. Yeah. They weren't after them just to kill them, but they were also running after them to eat them. Yeah, exactly. Because I was like, okay. Because they were like, oh, this crazy guy killed us. But they were the ones that attacked first, you know? Yeah. And then we see Ellie basically get grabbed by these guys. They're about to kill her. And while they're fighting, like, she bites David on the arm. And they're about to, like, bring the knife down on her. And she's like, I'm infected. And I bit you, so you're infected. And the guy's like, you're a liar. No way. And then he sees her cut, and he's like, I don't believe it. And that hesitation, that moment of hesitation works for Ellie because she managed to grab the knife and kills James. Like, she cuts him in the neck. That was, yeah, poor Joel voice actor. Yeah, poor Joel voice actor. Got killed by Ellie. Yeah.
and she kicks David, and she runs into the steakhouse or wherever their meeting hall, and she's hiding there from this guy, and he's locked all the doors so she can't get out. And she grabs like this it's like a log basically.
Right? Yeah, a log on fire.
And she throws it at him and misses, but it catches like the curtains of this place, and it starts to go up.
Yeah.
And then he's basically just kind of going on a rant about how she's like him, and that he's gonna take her to basically just have his way with her. And you see Ellie sneaking around, and she comes to try to attack him. Well, she does stab him. Like she stabs him right
in the stomach or something. Yeah.
But he knocks her down, and then he gets on top of her. He's basically trying to rape her, and she panics, but she grabs a knife, and she basically starts slamming it on his head, and she manages to kill him.
Yeah, over and over. That's when you know she's really gonna take a turn, because you thought she was. You think she's gonna take a turn after how Sam died earlier? I forgot which episode.
Yeah,
it's like her only friend. You can already tell that she's gonna turn cold. She's like, let's go.
Yeah.
Now after this one, I want to see how she reacts or how her personality is.
Yeah.
In the last episode, like remember when I was talking to you last week? I was like, hey. That's the second and last episode is always the epic episode.
Yeah.
And then the last episode is just to tie everything back together. So I was like really excited to see this one, see how it played out.
Yeah, this one is definitely that episode. Like it was insane. I felt like we see a lot of we've seen Joel's kind of story. He's kind of like a set character.
Yeah,
we're definitely seeing like the evolution of Ellie.
Yeah,
and all the things she's had to go through, not only with her friend Riley before, but now with everything that she's gone through with Sam.
Yeah,
now with this situation that she had to basically take care of Joel, but also like kill people to protect herself.
Yeah. Now and then Joel found her at the very end. I guess it's like the smoking building. But what was funny is like they have a big group. Like how does nobody else notice like the building is smoking? Where is everybody?
Exactly. Again, we suspend realism. The whole fact that Joel was sick, he would not have the strength to kill somebody.
And he had to walk 2 miles.
Yes,
2 miles all the way over to that place.
So one, and then of course, like you said, where is everybody else when you see this building going up on fire? And you see these two people that you've never seen before, like just come out. You're gonna be like, okay, cool, bye. But you can see that it definitely affected her when Joel like reaches out to her and grabs her, and she's like, "Get away from me!" And so she's scarred.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Think about it. You're what? She's 12, 13, something like that.
Something like that, in the teenage years.
Yeah, she's that age to have to go through all of this, and then to have to kill people, and not only almost get raped, but almost get eaten.
Yep.
Rough.
So that was a rough time right there. But I'm really excited to see what personality that person has now. Going forward.
Yeah.
And if they're gonna go on a killing spree from now on. They're both savages. That's
now. Now Ellie has really proven her mettle that she can do whatever it takes to not only protect herself but also protect like Joel and stuff. So they're definitely becoming equals in the sense of they look out for each other and they'll do whatever they need to.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that relationship. You begin thinking, oh, she's just a kid. She's like goofing off and funny. So you're right. Is this going to be a personality shift for her? Now she's going to be like super serious.
Yeah, more adulty.
Yeah. So we're going to see. And you know what? Usually there's a preview for the next episode. This one didn't have it.
Oh, it didn't?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're leaving that episode 9.
Okay.
As a mystery, which is great.
Yeah, I never watched it anyways. I didn't watch any of them.
I know. I do. I'm okay with spoilers or with kind of like previews.
Yeah.
But this one was like, they don't give any of that in the end of the episode, so we're excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, so definitely, I would say this one is my personal favorite one so far, for sure, by far.
Yeah. I've heard people say that for a world with all these infected, there's only been like 2 or 3 episodes where they show up.
Yeah.
Which again, I understand, but we're really even the whole video game of The Last of Us is a story of Ellie and Joel.
Yeah.
So it's a very character-driven story.
It's a character-driven story to go to the end, whatever it is, to find the cure, and not really a zombie story like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, yeah.
And once you get too much zombie story, like clickers and stuff like that, it just gets repetitive and boring. That's why The Walking Dead kind of fell off.
Yeah.
So when you pay more attention to the character development and stuff like that, it'll be a lot better.
Yeah, and then I think this, they've been doing amazing with this show. I'm glad that HBO took took over this because they always produce like super high quality stuff.
Yeah.
Except for Game of Thrones season 9 because that's balls. But luckily the writers for the show, the creators of the actual game, are involved in this, so they're making sure that it stays true to the story.
Yeah.
And it's been great. You know, it's just been getting better and better.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. This last episode was definitely the most one of my favorite. No, you're right. My favorite.
Yep.
It definitely moves the story for both of them really well. And just seeing this evolution from her from the first episode to now, it's crazy.
Now I'm just like, what am I going to watch now that The Last of Us is going to be done next this upcoming Sunday?
Yeah. So there you go, guys.
Yeah.
If you watch this, let us know what you think. What do you think about Ellie?
Yeah.
Do you think she's going to be a badass? I mean, she's pretty badass to begin with. Now she's even more badass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite scene? Stuff like that. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you guys in the next video.